All right, my friends, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about this 2024 ZX6. I'm going to be showing you guys around, showing you the controls that I have on it, the adjustability that some of those controls have, and just functionality and all that good stuff. All right, let's start here with these Impact Tech fully adjustable clip-on handlebars. These clip-ons are machined out of aluminum, super strong compared to the OEM stuff. You have 50 millimeter clamps here that can be rotated. So if you rotate them out, you're going to get a wider bar stance. You can rotate them back in, you'll get a more narrow bar stance. And then with these particular clip-ons, we have a 4-inch hammer here, and this allows you to raise or lower the height of the handlebar itself. So this handlebar tube itself actually bolts into the hammer, as you can see on this side. So if you were to loosen that and pull this tube out, it's knurled on the inside, and if you were to rotate it, it will actually give you a different degree of the bar. So you can go from a -7, which is most stock handlebars. You can rotate it all the way around to a +7. So it really can give you a different position depending on what your preference is. These bars also come with machined aluminum Impact Tech bar ends that are removable, replaceable. You see they hit the ground, kind of protect the tube itself. You can just replace them anytime you need. You have major options of just how you want to position these bars, where you want to put them, and just functionality. Everything is a lot stronger than the OEM. If you bend a handlebar, you just unbolt it and just replace that tube. I have never seen anyone actually bend one of these hammers or break a clip-on from Impact Tech. I run these ODI Ruffian grips. These things are pretty thin, they're sticky, I like them. I run some wire tie on this side, on the throttle side, just so the grip doesn't slip, doesn't move around, give me any issues. Left hand side, I run a grip stop, also made by ODI. It just slides right on, clamps, tighten it up, and it keeps that grip from moving around, so you don't have to worry about wire tie and that kind of stuff on this side. So on the left hand side, I run this Impact Tech Easy Pull clutch lever. It's also machined out of aluminum. It's a really nice piece, it's anodized. Comes with the adjuster here, has a nice bearing in the barrel here. I do a lot of clutch brake work. This clutch just takes a lot of the fatigue out of your hands, makes it super easy to pull in. I can literally pull it in with my pinky. Then of course below that, I've got this Brembo 19 RCS Master. This thing is tied into my handbrake system in the rear, allows me to do wheelies and stuff without having to have access to that foot brake. For front brake, I'm also running a 19 RCS Brembo. I was running the factory Master for a little while and it was pretty touchy. Things were a little bit too sensitive. And then when I bumped up to this 19 RCS, it really just made me feel like I had a lot more control without having things get sketchy. I also prefer to run this V5 GPR stabilizer. It's got a nice dial on it. You can dial it all the way down to 1 or off. You can bring it all the way up to level 8, which is pretty stiff, but this stiffens up the bars, it stabilizes things. So if you start getting head shake, this thing will try to stabilize it and bring you right back to a safe zone. It's super important for us with stoppies, balancing all the weight of the bike and everything on the front wheel. You can easily get head shake and result in a nasty crash. For the type of riding that I do, I really prefer a stronger rear set than the stock one. These ones have knurled foot pegs, which gives me better grip when I need it. Little toe piece for the shifter folds away. These things are CNC machined out of strong aluminum. They don't flex. So as you guys can see here, I run my foot brake lever pretty low. Normally it sits like right below the peg or pretty level with it in some cases. I adjusted it all the way down. I don't want to overuse it when I'm riding, and I tend to. So if I put it down where it's a little bit of a reach, then I don't find myself just kind of standing on it often by accident. All right, so next up we've got the Impact Tech fully adjustable sub cage. This thing's super stout. It's got knurled pegs for grip. Got this nice hoop in the rear that ties the two sides together, takes away a lot of the flex. This whole setup is CNC machined out of aluminum, and like their clip-ons, it's fully adjustable. So you got your bracket here that bolts up to your subframe. You got another bracket here that you can choose mounting points for, which rotates this bracket up and down, and then that brings the peg height up or down wherever you prefer to have it. And then just like the clip-on tube, if you loosen that up, you pop it out, you can end up rotating this thing all the way up or down to whatever position you want, locking it in, just bolting it right back up. Gives you a ton of adjustability for whatever your preference is. Helps if you're short or if you're tall, you can move your pegs around so that they're in a more comfortable position. Gives you all the confidence in the world to jump around on this thing, and it helps the bike when it hits the ground. You got these knurled sliders on the end. They blend right in with the foot pegs, but after enough abuse, these things getting chewed up, you just unbolt them, bolt a new one right on, you got a fresh setup. That's pretty much going to sum things up for controls. In the next video, we'll talk about the frame, the bodywork, the subframe, I'll be making some changes in that video, adding this Johnny P fairing stay, getting rid of the stock ram air duct. We'll work on getting all the bodywork back on, the cage, just buttoning everything back up and ready to rip again. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you guys as always. We'll see you in the next one.